Hey guys, new video here. I did 100 eldered toxic sewers, and I was playing pretty lazily, and my thing was I didn't like elder blob because I don't like maintenance. I just want to like run the same map a bunch of times, and then I want to go delve. And so I was like, if I play like the way I want to play and not do the so-called necessary things to sustain a T16, can I do it? And so here's what I did. I got 90 maps back out of the 100 that I ran, so I didn't sustain. Here's what I did. I have a full-blown atlas. I removed all the T16s, and so now whenever a T16 drops, it has to be a toxic sewer. And obviously I went through all my Zaba quests, and I got 4 out of 4 sextants because I uncompleted the reds here. So 4 sextant uses on here. I was using 2 whites, 1 yellow, and 1 red. And the red I was using because there's the opportunity of getting nemesis monsters drop 3 currencies, which I thought was pretty sick. So I went ahead and I did that. So 4 sextants. And the way I rolled my maps is I did 20% chisel, so 4 chisels on a map. Then I would alchemy it. I would take out the things I couldn't run, for example, elemental reflect, and sometimes I'll take out like cannot leech and stuff like that, just because like not because I can't run it, but because I just not willing to do it because it's annoying. And after taking out the ones that I didn't want to run and re-rolling that and putting them back into the pool and doing my filters here, I would whale them, right? So they were all corrupted, and so a bunch of them, I'd say like probably what, a third of them, close to a third of them, maybe like a quarter of them were, no, probably like a third of them were unidentified, and the rest of them could either have no change, they could have become an 8 mod, which was massive quantities, 110, 120, 130 quants. But of course some of them were lower, right, like less than like 23% pack size and stuff like that. So it was a wide range, but I'm pretty sure that the the corrupted ones that had like 8 mods were vastly outweighing the ones that did not. And so that's how I rolled my maps. And after that I would put Zaba Beyond on the map, right? And so when your map is whaled, it costs 4 chows and 4 whales, so essentially like almost a little over an 8 C cost to run each map. The maps are sold at about, I think, like 25-26 right now. They're pretty expensive. And so that's what I did, and that's what I did with every single map no matter what. And then I also put in sack frags 1, 2, 3, because these give 5% quantity each. As long as they're different, they'll give you 5% quantity. You obviously don't want to use midnights probably because it's the most rare one. So I had 15% quant there. I didn't do any prophecies. Like, there are some nice prophecies that give quantity, like the little storms and things like that, but that, like, if you didn't proc it, you'd have to like constantly reseal. And although there's a big amount of quantity, like I said, my reason for running this map is because I just love the map. I think it's really fun, and so I wanted to just play the most casual way and have the most fun for myself. So I didn't do the process, and I didn't do the elder blob down here, which if you're trying to sustain T16, I think you have to do. Now, one thing I will say is that 90 out of 100 for just playing really casually isn't bad, right? And so what I've heard from other people is running harbingers is pretty good. I haven't tested out when you have your Zaba at level 8, you get harbinger. That'll be about like 13-14 C per run. But if I'm told that because it's like it contains like at least 3, I think. Like sometimes I gotten like 4 or 5, I think. I've heard that this is like pretty crazy for map sustain, but I haven't tested it myself. So I think next I'll test this out and see if I can sustain with just this, because this would be even like Beyond sometimes has cleanup with my build, which I don't really like, but Harbinger would be pretty sick. So I might try 100 Harby maps next with like the way I run Beyonds. And once again, the way I roll maps and the way I run my maps, it's just like the most convenient for me. I don't want to like, you know, I don't want to go like too hard in it. So that's how I'll keep running maps. I'll test out 100 harbingers next. And another thing I'll put in this video is sextants, because I get asked a lot, you know, okay, don't look at that. I get asked a lot, what sextants are good, you know, like how do you roll sextants? And so I thought I'd just make a quick little run through here. So the overall philosophy at this point in the league for me is I will run sextants that add like, you know, monsters and XP, or a worthwhile amount of like loot. So let's go through it. What does that mean? So at this point in the league, this one right here, and then from the level here, if it has a 1, I'm pretty sure that just means that it's a white sextant. If it has 73, it can only be from a yellow sextant, and if it says 78, it has to be from a red sextant. So keep that in mind, okay? So the first one, unique bosses drop 1 additional unique item. This is garbage. Such garbage. It's not weighted. Well, it is weighted in the sense that how regular unique drops are weighted, in the sense that you're gonna get like you know, you're gonna get a pair of wanderlusts, okay, from the boss or something. So that's so bad. It basically adds nothing. If you have a strict filter, you won't even see this drop. So that's terrible. I would always re-roll this. Items dropped by unique bosses are corrupted. Now this one's interesting. It comes from a yellow sextant. When you run beyond, even single beyond, you will notice a lot of you know, Tetiage, Ephiage, Abixoth, Hast, what's the other guy, Baymeth, they'll all be spawning in pretty frequently. So this one I actually keep just because it's kind of fun. There's enough of them, and also of course the map boss counts. If you have like triple, imagine you have a map that has a triple boss, you know, it could be pretty fun, because corrupted items, you know, they can be 6 linked, they can have all kinds of cool stuff. So I actually keep this one, even though it's not that great for like, you know, map sustain. I just think it's fun, and you do notice the corrupted drops a lot. It's a good time. But if you're only going after like, let's say, I don't know, XP or like actual monsters and map drops, this one maybe you reroll. But it's a yellow sextant, so it's like, you know, factors in. Okay, this one right here. This one is maybe one of the best ones. If you are, especially if you're whaling maps. If you're not whaling your maps, you probably won't even have that many unID'd. But like, okay, so 15% increased pack size in unidentified maps. And when you whale your maps, I'd say it's like, you know, 1/3 to 1/4 chance it becomes unID'd. And so you're gonna have so many of these. So free pack size, right? 30% increased quantity from the unidentified. That's huge, right? That's like putting in 3 mortal fragments into your matchups, or having like a tempest or something like that. But anyways, that's huge. And then you have to remember the unidentified map has a natural quantity modifier on it. When you run an unidentified map, it doesn't work on unique maps, but on rare maps, well, any non-unique map, you will already have this a nice bonus to quantity. So this effectively doubles it. It's crazy. It's awesome. This one is extremely rare on red sextants, only on red sextants, but it is insane. If you get this one and you run beyond and stuff, it's just going to be non-stop, like little currency raining down on the map. This is amazing. I'll never re-roll this, because it's like just really nice feeling of seeing so many, like, you know, chows, fusings, alchemies, you know, sometimes the bigger orbs as well, sextants, especially sextants do drop from this. So this is probably one of the best ones, but one of the most rare. Area contains Forsaken Master. So I've only really seen the Zaba one. My Zaba is already level 8. So I know that she has like cool unique maps. She can give you T16s, you know, if you're in a T16, so for more maps sustained. But I don't really like Zaba. I don't know. She's already level 8. I don't like this one. Earlier in the league, I would keep this, because you know, if you have a Zaba and it helps you, you're running high level maps, it helps you level her up a little bit faster. So early in the league, this one's good. Areas inhabited by additional invasion boss, I always skip this one, just because it's just like one more unique boss, since they usually, I mean, unique bosses drop a lot more than, like, let's see, a white, blue, or yellow monster, but it's just not noticeable, right? You won't notice it, so, or at least I don't, so I always skip this one, always. Also early on, I mean, what if you get killed by this guy, right? Okay, this is basically Onslaught. It doesn't give you anything. This one I always skip no matter what. And I mean, sometimes very early in the league, when you don't have that many sextants, you can run this one It makes you a little bit faster if you're like poor or whatever. So, you know, but right now I would always skip this one. Okay, let's talk about these. These are essentially all the same right here. Now, these are extremely noticeable, especially like some of these aren't like fire, cold, lightning are kind of hard to see, but physical monsters have a proximity shield packs, and Chow's monsters are like those demons from the docks, the blue dogs, and they're extremely easy to see. So what you'll notice about these is like you'll notice what is it? You get like what 3-4 plus packs of these per map, so it's a lot of monsters, and you imagine stacking 3-4 maybe 5 of these, right? So it is huge. These are some of my favorite ones because you know you're gonna get extra. It's basically extra pack size. And so the fire ones are easy, cold are easy, lightning are easy. Some builds, if you hate proximity shields or you're playing on predictive and it's sometimes hard to get inside of multi-layered proxy shields, you might want to skip physical damage ones just because it's super annoying. For some builds. For mine, I'm consecrated path, so I teleport right into them, so it doesn't matter as much. But a lot of people might want to skip physical monsters because of the proxy shields. Chow's monsters really easy, not that dangerous, really good. So I would never skip these. If I get this on a Sextant, I'm keeping it because pack size, you know, you can think of it as pack size quantity, more monsters, more XP. Okay, these are amazing. Slipstream's complete garbage, like absolute garbage. I mean, I guess. I like even, and before they were even like taking up the spawns of certain things. I think they fixed that now, but just have a bad reputation to them, you know. Slipstreams don't really add much. I mean, yeah, you go faster. So once again, if it's early in the league and you're super poor, you might keep it just to clear the map a little bit faster, which is like a roundabout way of, I guess, getting more returns, right? Getting more XP if you're clearing a map faster. But I would always reroll. This is such garbage. Okay, once again, unique monsters drop corrupted items. This one's really good. Wait, didn't this one go up here? Where did it go? Oh, wait, no, I guess this is like just... Okay, yeah, so this one I would keep just because, once again, I run Beyond. If you don't run Beyond, you might want to skip this one because you won't be getting enough unique monsters for this to have an effect. Okay, this one is kind of something that new players might not know, but maps at 20% quality, it doesn't add 20%... it doesn't add 20 quant and quality above 20%. So if you've chiseled a map to 20% already, this does nothing except for making the boss do 20% increased damage. So this is an automatic reroll for me. Automatic reroll because I chisel I'm running high tier maps, chisel them anyways. Even if I run T10s, I chisel anyways. So completely wasted roll, unless for some reason you're not chiseling your map, then maybe you could try it out. It's pretty good. But for me, automatic reroll. This one is interesting. It's a yellow sextant roll only. Quality applies to rarity, okay, of items found. And then you can think, you know, rarity is a little bit of magic find. Sure, you know, maybe a little easier, fast track to getting your lore weave done and stuff like that. But for me, rarity is kind of like, I like it actually, but not enough to keep this sextant. So for me, this is an automatic reroll for you. You have to decide based on your magic find preferences, but I don't really like rarity. This next one is a white sextant mod. It's a 100% damage while stationary, and it's complete garbage. I mean, once again, if you're really poor at the beginning of the league, it does make you, if you have a stationary build, it might make you a little bit faster, sure, in clearing the map, because 100% increased damage is decent, but automatic reroll for me. Players and monsters with Onslaught. This is, once again, automatic reroll for me. It's garbage, unless it's very early in the league. You can't afford rerolls that much. You go a little bit faster, clear the map faster, get currency faster, right? Areas are alluring. I've never gotten this sextant. I have no idea what this means. I really don't know what this means. It probably means it's like some spooky thing. Okay, I don't like spooky stuff, but I've never had this sextant. Areas contain Zaba. Once again, early on in the league, if she's not level 8, do it. If she's level 8, I automatically reroll because I want monsters. This one's pretty cool. Strong boxes are corrupted, and there's an extra one, and they're at least rarity. You know, this one, a strong box, I think about it as like a monster pack. So it's like a little bit of pack size, a little bit extra loot, a little bit extra fun, which is pretty cool. So I'll keep this one. Unique bosses drop an additional whale item. So for corrupted maps, and then found items have a 5% chance to drop corrupted in these areas. Now this is cool. Whenever I get this one, you know, you find a lot of like 6-links and stuff with like the corrupted stuff. So because it corrupts like every item, right? And like sometimes when you corrupt armors, weapons that have the right size, right? A 2x3, 2x4, whatever, what have you. It's based, I think it's a 1 in 36 chance of it being a 6 link, because it's a randomized socket and link roll. So 1 in 36. So I like this one. This one's pretty cool. I like corrupted items. I'll keep that for the fun aspect. Even though it's not really pack size XP, it's fun. So I'll keep that. 30% increased magic pack size, nothing to be said here. It's pretty good. You know, your pack sizes have a few more magic monsters have a few more monsters in the packs. I'll keep it. You know, more monsters, why not? Blue monsters drop a lot more than white monsters, so overall pretty darn good. Rogue Exiles I might keep earlier in the league, but nowadays instant reroll, it's pretty garbage. It's just like it's one additional Rogue Exile, so maybe the area already has one or something. I don't know how that works, but usually I see like 2. But anyways, it's pretty garbage right now. I always reroll because I don't, my loot filter hides jewels. Now, maybe the jewel can be unique, maybe Unnatural Instinct, Might of the Meek, but you know what? Nah, it's just not good enough chance for me. But early on, you know, they drop tabulas and stuff quite often, so maybe you keep it early in the league. Now this one's pretty cool because I use a Headhunter and Zerpies, so obviously every map I run is rare, and if there's more rare monsters, then that means, you know, rare monsters a little bit extra XP. Obviously, is it additional rare monsters, a tiny bit of extra loot, XP, and more buffs for your Headhunter. So I actually keep this one. When you roll this one, like there's like certain sextants that when you roll it on a unique map, like for example, like if you roll it on Olmex or like Prandis Manor, the sextant, it might not show up because some of the sextants don't show up on unique maps. So just you might have to check the actual map you're rolling it on. Okay, just that's a little side note. Next, cannot take reflect damage is really good. Mirrored rare monsters just basically doubles the rare monsters, so instead it just juices your Headhunter a little bit more XP, a little bit more loot. I love this one. Also, when you're whaling maps, you're gonna find that some of them turn into a map that you can't do. So if you can't do Fizz Reflect, Alley Reflect, whatever, you can save that map. You don't have to sell it, and then you can run it when you get the Sextant. And this Sextant's pretty common. It's a white Sextant mod, so you can go ahead and run your reflect map, so it's not a wasted map. Great. Okay, barrels. Okay, what are the 5 types of barrels? There are the shitty, well, not the shitty ones. I would say I always keep this barrel because of the chance of worm barrels. Okay, it's saying, I guess it's saying 1 out of 5 chance, but worm barrels spawn so many extra mobs. Whites, blues, yellows, they spawn a lot of rares for your Headhunter, a lot of XP, a lot of loot, a lot of map sustain. It's incredible. It's probably, I'd say, maybe my favorite type of barrels. Okay, so I always keep this. Now the other ones can be kind of bad. Okay, what are the other 4? There's a fire barrels that explode. It does drop loot, but if your resists are bad or your character's bad, the fire barrels can do a lot of damage to you, especially in negative, minus max res maps. Okay, so be careful. Next, another really annoying one is bear barrels, right? Fire, ice, lightning. These bears can explode out of the barrels. Oh, there's also like physical bears or something, and in the barrels only. And then so that can hurt a little bit, make your maps a little bit slower. So that one's kind of bad. Once again, does drop loot. There's another one. I think it's just like a pure loot one. It's like, yeah, it's okay. And I forgot what the other one is, but yeah, only the worms one is really that juicy to me. So I love this one. Next one, strongbox. As I said before, I like strongboxes. Monsters, XP, loot, fun. 500% item quantity from the actual monsters that spawn. This one, if you get this one, you might want to try proccing your monster's treasure, because it's pretty cool. Next one. This one is additional poisonous monsters. So once again, pack a little bit of pack size, a little bit of XP. Always keep this one. Hunted Traders is insane. Hunted Traders is so much pack size and so much loot in terms of like the quantity of items they drop, and the map, you can just feel it in the map. It's crazy. You know, get some rare monsters. Amazing Sextant. Always keep this one. It's so good. When you get this one, fully juice your maps. Fragments, Zaba mods, everything, because you'll really notice it in the map. I love this one. Monsters that convert when killed, always keep this one. These are little totem guys that you kill, right? And there's a lot of them, so you know, a little bit of XP and juice and stuff like that. This one, additional monsters that heal. Once again, monsters always keep. Bosses accompanied by bodyguards. This one's interesting. I don't do this one anymore, because it's only a few extra monsters by the boss. And yes, if you're doing a high tier map, that map can be like the T16. It can be the right map, but I didn't notice it enough to where I'd rather have this over additional monsters. So early in the league, I would definitely keep this one for sure. But nowadays, I reroll this one. Curse effect, like terrible, right? You either have a warding flask or you want the temp chains on you for a Xerpes build. So this is pretty much nothing. It's bad, and it's a yellow Sextant. So just reroll this one. Additional breaches. Now these two are interesting. Abyss is really good if you get a map where it doesn't bug out and actually spawns. It's a lot of monsters. It's a lot of loot. It's a lot of rare monsters for your headhunter. Breaches nowadays, after the breach nerf, complete garbage. So unless you have a very open map where you can get the best benefit out of it, I wouldn't run this. You're running like Toxsewers, Channies, any kind of closed off map. It's pretty bad. Maybe an underground sea, I would keep it, but breaches got nerfed too hard. Anyways, that's the video. I just want to talk about that. And Sextants are overall so worth it. They make the map so much more fun. And that was my 100 map test. I'm going to test out 100 Harbinger maps on corrupted maps next. And yeah, okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye.